Okay, bros. We are here for the last episode of your weekly NXT Fix, featuring the ever so popular Bro Ratings. Now, here's your host.
Okay, bros. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson, and this is the final episode of your weekly NXT Fix. Now, we are ushering in a new era of NXT. That's right, it's called NXT 2.0. And let's get started because we got some major news to talk about this week, including Samoa Joe. Speaking of which, Samoa Joe, unfortunately, has gone down with a major injury, and it's undisclosed, but he will be relinquishing the NXT Championship, leaving tonight's main event, Fatal Four-Way #1 Contenders match, will now be for the vacant NXT Championship. So, NXT 2.0 gets started right away with a great backstage interview promo package from Tommaso Ciampa, Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, and L.A. Knight. All four of those men talk about why they're going to be the next NXT champion. And L.A. Knight says, you know what, everybody else, y'all got to ask yourselves, whose game is it? Yeah, that's right, L.A. Knight's game. Yeah. Well, someone pops into the screen looking very familiar with some tights that looks like a very infamous 1990s WWF and WCW tag team. And this guy says, sir, my name is Bron Breakker. Tonight is NXT 2.0, and I want a chance to prove myself. So LA Knight says, okay, kid, in 2 minutes, meet me out there, and I'll beat the brakes off this half-wit. Yeah. LA Knight, impromptu match against newcomer Bron Breakker, left me very confused. So, the match is immediately up next. Not a bad match. This guy, Bron Breakker, is a beast. He's an animal. I mean, he hits some major clotheslines, or do we call them breaker lines? See what I did there? But truth be told, bros, we come to find out that Bron Breakker is actually the son of none other than Rick Steiner. That's right, legendary tag team, the Steiner brothers. He actually speaks more like Scott Steiner, which is great, but he looks exactly like Rick Steiner. So, pretty back and forth match until Bron Breakker picks up LA Knight with an overhead press slam, kind of throws him up a little, catches him into a power slam. 1, 2, 3. Bron Breakker gets his debut win here, but defeats someone who is in the main event later in the show for the NXT Championship. Very weird there. So, bros, with that being said, we're going to give this one a 7.4 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on. Next in-ring contest is a tag team bout, and it's none other than Imperium. Fabian Aichner, Marcel Bartel, tag team action against newly put together team Josh Briggs. We saw him in the breakout tournament, and Brooks Jensen. Brother Briggs, brother Jensen. Two country boys that like having a fight, I guess is their gimmick. But they were no match for Imperium, who made fairly quick work of them. Imperium, I think it was Fabian Aichner, hit a double underhook suplex off the top ropes for the 1, 2, 3. Imperium are your winners. Quick tag team bout. We're going to give this one a 7.1 1 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Hit Row. That's right. Hit Row. And if you didn't know, now you know. Hit Row backstage, and they're talking about B Fab's upcoming in-ring debut, which is next. So, it was B Fab versus none other than Katrina Cortez. Bros, this was absolutely awful. I don't think I've said this about any match in NXT, but it was no good. Katrina Cortez, I think the most she did was a kick. And B Fab, B Fab's kicks were not looking that great. Her punches were not looking that great, and ended pretty quick with a neck breaker. I know that worked for Ravishing Rick Rude in the mid-'80s, but in late 80s, I don't know, this was not good. After the match, we had Legado del Fantasma and Elektra Lopez come out and challenge B Fab. So we'll see where that one goes. However, this match, bros, is going to get a very disappointing 5.9 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Carmelo Hayes comes out with Trick Williams. And Carmelo says, he's got a target on his back now that he has this golden contract. He's the future of NXT 2.0. He's the golden goose. And Trick says, you know what, Carmelo? It's time to stand up for yourself. No way people should be keep putting you down. And Carmelo says, you know what, Trick? I think you're right. I think it's time for a new attitude for Carmelo Hayes, because when Melo shoots, I don't miss. And who comes out as they're walking away? None other than Duke Hudson, also in the breakout tournament. And he kind of bumps into them and says, you should have never beat me in that tournament. Well, Trick says, Carmelo, this changes tonight. Trick and Carmelo go in the ring and take out Duke Hudson. Not really sure what this promo was supposed to mean other than a heel turn by Carmelo Hayes. Not a fan of this newcomer, Trick Williams, though. So, with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 6.5 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Johnny Gargano is with Cameron Grimes and Odyssey Jones, and they're talking about the NXT Championship match. Who do they think's going to win? And Johnny says, I don't know. I don't care. We're all concerned about the wedding between Indy and Dexter, but it's just missing something. Austin Theory arrives, and it's hilarious. Austin Theory, Johnny Gargano, absolutely hilarious together. And Austin Theory says, don't worry, guys, I even brought a priest. Damian Priest comes out, and he says, I'm just here for the open bar. Absolutely hilarious. Austin Theory puts his hand up for the no-look high five, but Johnny says, not doing that. Come here, and they hug. That was great. So now we've got a wedding to go to. Pretty cool hype up backstage skit for the Indexed Wedding. Then we have a tag team contest. It's none other than Kayden Carter, Kacy Catanzaro versus newcomers Jacy, Jayne, and Gigi Dolin. So pretty decent match between the two teams, but they kind of show backstage in a small picture, and it's Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland attacking Kyle O'Reilly. Kind of pretty much lay him out, and then someone else runs in and makes the save. So that happens backstage in the middle of this match. Very strange. But then, out of nowhere, a newcomer slides into the ring, starts attacking Kacy and Kayden, and it's a brunette. Turns out to be Mandy Rose with new hair. And then Sarray comes out and makes the save. And what's going to happen here? 6 women, 3 are on the outside, 3 are in the ring. But now it's time for your 1-minute figure review. Okay, here is the figure we're going to be talking about tonight. It is none other than the Fan Takeover Johnny Gargano. Now, what a fitting way to end the NXT Fix, your weekly YouTube show, with none other than Mr. NXT, Mr. Takeover, Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Takeover, sporting his signature Wolverine gear. And this is what he wore when he battled Adam Cole in a brutal 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Toronto. Johnny Gargano, some might say the heartbeat of NXT. This is a fantastic figure and a perfect way to end your weekly NXT fix. Back to me. And we're back! NXT 2.0 continues with, should have guessed it based on how it ended in the previous match, which really didn't even count as a match. It is a 6-woman tag team match. Kayden Carter, Kacy, Catanzaro, and Sarray versus Jacy, Jayne, Gigi, Dolin, and Mandy Rose. Now, pretty decent 6-woman tag team match here. I think all 6 competitors have some bright potential. Sarray was battling on the outside, and it turns out it was Mandy Rose who hit the jumping knee to Kayden Carter for the 1, 2, 3. Mandy, Gigi, Jacy, they get the win here. Pretty solid 6-woman tag team match. We're going to give this one a 7.6 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Mr. Regal, William Regal says, Kyle O'Reilly can no longer compete in tonight's main event, but he will be replaced and there will still be a fatal 4-way match, and he will be replaced by the man who saved him tonight, and that is Von Wagner. All right, NXT 2.0 continues with a match between Ridge Holland, the big bruiser from Yorkshire, England. I mean, I'm sure our fellow UK broadcaster, Paddington Bear, Blackpool, whatever his name is, I'm sure he knows a thing or two about Yorkshire. But Ridge Holland was up against Drake Maverick. Nothing against Drake Maverick. I think he's fantastic. Love his character. But he had no chance. And we all knew it. We knew it was a squash. And it was a quick one, and there really wasn't anything to it. Ridge Holland hit his finisher 1, 2, 3. Kind of a boring squash. Really a match that was kind of unnecessary. So, with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 6.6 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Tommaso Ciampa backstage interview. He says, define NXT 2.0. And it's chaos already. It's new up-and-comers shooting their shot. It's that do-it-yourself mentality. Well, I'm familiar with that mentality. Do it yourself. Get it, bros? DIY. And it's been exactly 908 days since I've held Goldie. And that's something I've never lost. What a powerful promo by Tommaso Ciampa. I am pumped up for the main event right now. But then we have a video package coming soon to NXT. Italian guy says, my family has certain interests like waste management, the fish market, the meat market. I was a collegiate wrestler in Buffalo, but collegiate wrestlers don't get paid. So that's why I'm looking to get paid in NXT. Tony D'Angelo coming soon. Love this. Love the buildup of new characters with a vignette. It's exactly how we learned about Razor Ramon back in the mid-90s. Up next, in-ring action. The Creed brothers representing Diamond Mine versus, let's see if I get this right, Dan Jarmon and Trevor Skelly. Absolute squash match. The Creed brothers just totally annihilate them. Now, this is 3 or 4 squash matches on one episode, bros. Too much. Creed brothers got the win, but I do like when the one guy on the Creed brothers hits this twisting suplex and then just hits him with a clothesline as the guy's already on the ground. Just an unnecessary clothesline. I think that part is hilarious. So the Creed brothers got the win. After the match, they introduced Diamond Mine's newest member, Ivy Nile. She competed in NBC's, I think is it the Hunger Games or the Titan Games or something like that, the Rock show on NBC. She was one of the stars there. And then out of the back is Kushida. And he says, you talk too much. So, Roddy, I'm ready. Next week, Cruiserweight Championship on the line. So, we have some storylines progressing. Diamond Mine has expanded even more as a new stable here in NXT. So, with that being said, bros, Creed Brothers versus 2 local jobbers is going to get a 7.1 on the bro ratings. Moving on. For the NXT Championship, it will be Pete Dunne, L.A. Knight, versus Von Wagner, newcomer to NXT, and Tommaso Ciampa, fatal 4-way for the championship. Now, this was a fantastic match. There were plenty of false finishes. LA Knight even got busted open. They're all hitting their signature moves. Pete Dunne is breaking fingers. LA Knight is hitting his box jump to the top rope for a superplex. Von Wagner's hitting Olympic slams. He's a big powerhouse. Turns out he is the son of one of the head NXT trainers, Matt Bloom, formerly known as Prince Albert or A-Train or Lord Tensai. So this is a big bruising guy. This kid has a lot of potential. And Tommaso Ciampa hitting Willow's bell, hitting his trademark, running clotheslines all over the place. His chops are brutal. It looked like Von Wagner was going to get a pin after some sort of like twisting suplex. Looked unbelievable. Hit that on LA Knight. But Ciampa breaks it up with a knee to the face. Then picks up LA Knight for the fairy tale ending. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and new NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. And he's holding it like this, like it's Goldie. Goldie's back. Tommaso Ciampa. Loved the ending of that match. Goldie's coming home to Tommaso Ciampa. Well deserved. Great match. Great main event here. And with that being said, bros, we are going to give this one a 8.4 on the bro ratings. Now you would think that we need to tell you what the match of the night was, but NXT 2.0 is not over yet. There's still one more segment to go, and that is a wedding. We all know how WWE weddings go. It is the Index Wedding on the main event segment for NXT, which I understand why it's here, because they have to take all the ropes off to use the ring. So you either have to have it first or last. They chose to have it last. See how it shakes out, bros. We have an Index Wedding video package. Looked fantastic, showing everything that leads up to tonight. Then the guests start to arrive. We see Ember Moon, Zoe Stark, Io Shirai, and the grizzled young veterans. And James Drake and Zach Gibson go, you know what? Something is definitely going wrong here. Yeah, you think? They're onto something. And then Johnny walks Indy Hartwell down the aisle. And he says, you sure? You sure you want to do this? He wasn't letting go. So finally he sits down. And when they say, speak now or forever hold your peace, should anyone object to this, Everybody raised their hand. Dexter Lumis opens his jacket and shows everyone an axe. He's carrying an axe. In other words, like, put your hands down or I will end you. This is the nicest way to put it. So everybody quickly puts their hands down. Then the minister says something that Dexter doesn't like, and Dexter Lumis chokes out the minister. So you can tell already, bro, something crazy is going to happen. But who comes up into the ring? None other than Beth Phoenix. And Beth Phoenix says, you know what? I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. So last night I went online and I got ordained. So let's keep this wedding going. So Beth Phoenix is the minister and reads the rest of the vows to Indy, reads the rest of the vows to Dexter. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. And prior to that, Indy Hartwell, do you take Dexter? Yes, I do. Dexter, do you take Indy Hartwell? And Dexter says, I. And everybody's like, and he says, do. And then they kiss, and they are officially married. They are now pronounced husband and wife, and the wedding ends happily ever after. Just like this last episode of your weekly NXT Fix. So, with that being said, bros, the Index Wedding is going to get a 8.0 on the bro rating. Great segment. Enjoyed it very much, and it was actually a swerve to not have anything go wrong with the wedding. So, you would think we were done there, but no, there was one more backstage scene, and it was Bron Breakker, the guy from the beginning of the night, walking up to newly crowned NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa, and he says, congratulations, champ. And Tommaso Ciampa says, congratulations to you, Bron Breakker, on your first win in NXT 2.0. And Bron Breakker just stares at Goldie. And Tommaso Ciampa stares right back at Bron Breakker. So there's a feud in the making for Tommaso Ciampa. So, with that being said, bros, your match of the night is the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Championship. Now, we had a lot of stuff happen, many squash matches, but it was nine matches or in-ring segments, way too much. I'm glad this is actually the last show that we will be doing for NXT. Keep in mind, there will be still some Pro Wrestling Crate Live unboxings, and I have a feeling Blackpool is probably going to do one or two more shows, knowing that kooky guy. So, we had 9 matches or in-ring segments, giving us an average of 7.18. Definitely down, but there were some quirky things. Hopefully NXT figures itself out. And once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've really enjoyed this last year of bringing you your weekly NXT fix. So normally we do prediction time. But what am I gonna predict? Well, actually, bros, there is one thing to predict. Let's predict the future of NXT. Jimmy the Gibson is going to predict that the immediate future of NXT will be a little rocky for the next 6 months. And then, when things kind of figure itself out, new stars are developed, existing stars hold their own ground, and then we will have a truly enjoyable program, because it's not like NXT is going anywhere. NXT has been around for a very long time, and we've all enjoyed it for a lot of years. Now, truthfully, especially with one of my favorites, Adam Cole, baby, now in AEW, I think we will see a lot of fans start to watch AEW with the new NXT 2.0 coming into place. You've got Adam Cole, baby. You've got Aleister Black. You've got Andrade. And maybe more to come. So, thank you so much for watching, bros. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. Maybe your NXT fix will be picked up by, I don't know, Brimstone or Brimstone's fan club? He should just start making these videos. Why not? He's always commenting on mine, so go for it, buddy. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. It's been a fun ride. Later, bros.